Anything is possible. It started with a dream.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I am coming to you with the August in Color Club, and this month's color is Boho Blue, and this is our second last month. Next month we are doing Pebbled Path, so this is the color. So let me switch over to my desktop, and so this is Boho Blue, really awesome color. And I just want to make sure my volume is up. Okay, it is. And so we have two projects this month. Let me see here. Okay, so the first one you'll have we'll have a big long piece of paper as such. You will have a strip. This will be your belly band. You're going to have a piece of white. You're going to have three pieces of Designer Series paper, 3 different sizes. Okay, so you have to decide which side you want to face out. Okay, so let's get started with this one. So this class, or for this set, I am using one stamp set for both cards just for simplicity, and it's called Friendship Royalty. And I picked this one because it's a newer stamp, and I love the font. You hear me say this all the time. I'm a font snob, but I also love what it says. You were born to be fabulous, not perfect. Thanks for fixing my crown. If the crown fits, right? Like, I love it. So, okay, let's get started. So here you have your card. Does not matter really, I guess, if your thinner score line is on this side or your thicker score line is on this side. So you have a score line, and a score line. So you should have 3 score lines on there. So what you're going to do is I want you to fold this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put my wider score line on the left-hand side. I'm going to fold this card in half, so into the center. If I had my bone folder handy, would be awesome. So I have this folded in half. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this score line here. I'm going to fold it back. Okay, so it's going to go towards your left. And then this score line, I'm going to fold in towards that score line. Okay, so just to repeat, you have it opened, you fold it in half. The wider score line here, you're going to fold to the left. This one here, you're going to fold in. Okay, so now if I bring back my Designer Series paper, how this is going to go is your big DSP is going to go here. So I'm just going to grab some glue. I'm going to do this one in hearts. You can decide whichever side of your paper that you want to use. I think we all got a little bit different paper this time around. So this one is going to go here. Okay, and then this flap here that we folded to the left, I'm going to bring in my Designer Series paper here, and that's where that's going to go. I'll go ahead and glue that down. And again, if you want to rotate your papers back and forth, you absolutely can do that. Okay, so there we go. And then we have this one here, which is obviously going to be our next little piece of Designer Series paper. Okay, now, put that down. It's going to hold that for a second. And then your white piece is going to be going on the inside of your card, just like any normal card. And I'll show you the finished card too when we're done. Come on, glue. There we go. So this will go here in the inside. Now, I told you we had a belly band, right? So here is our belly band. And this is actually, I like to wrap this around so that the crease is at the front. So try to center it. Now you want this snug, but not too tight. And then you're going to fold there, and you're going to fold there. Now, if you find this is going over too far, you can give it a little bit of a trim. But you're going to have your element going on top. So you might be okay with this one. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down, again, making it snug, but not too tight. And then you will probably have these two in your kit. And these are from the die set here called Nested Essentials die. And these are really actually one of my favorite dies right now. So we have this shape here, and then we have these rounded square rectangles, and then we have these flags, which I really like as well. And I like that they're a little bit stitched. All right, I'm going to put the glue here. Now, on my white piece, I am going to put You Were Born to Be Fabulous, Not Perfect. No, actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use... Oh, sorry, you don't have those pieces. You have these pieces. This is why I was confused. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to use this glitter. And I'm going to say, thanks for fixing my crown. So I know I was asked, like, what would I use this card for? Well, I would use this card for somebody who's maybe helped us through a tough time, somebody who's there for you, a good friend, you know, if you have those. So I'm going to stamp my glitter very lightly. Now, if you have this and you want to stamp off on a scrap piece of paper, you could absolutely do that. So I just stamp very, very lightly. Okay. And then I'm going to go full ink. Thanks for fixing my crown. Okay, which I probably should have stamped off on that, which I might still do. So I'm going to flip those over. Let me just do that again. So this is what we call second generation stamping. And then I will come in full ink, which is first generation stamping. There we go. Okay. So now we are going to go ahead and we are going to adhere these two. Maybe if my glue cooperates. There we go. We're going to put that there. Now, when you go to put this piece down, mine is not dry, but what you want to make sure you do is not glue the rectangle. You want to glue onto your belly band, because our force of habit is to glue the entire thing, and you will end up gluing your entire card closed. Okay, let me just... All right, so here is your finished card. So this will slide off and then your card will open. Okay, so if you have some gems, you might want to add those on just for an extra layer of bling. Awesome. Okay, so that's card number 1. Card number 2 is actually a card I have done in the past, but it's been a long time since I've done it. So let me see here. This one is a really fun card. So really, this is one sheet of paper that I have cut in half, so at 4 1/4. And then what I did was I scored at 5 1/2 like a normal card, and then I actually just cut from this score line down to the end of the card. So this is going to be a crisscross card. So if you've been with me before, done this before, you know exactly where I'm going with this. So essentially what we want to do is we want to fold one so we want them like this. Sorry, this probably zoomed up too much. So one angle is going to go this way, one angle is going to go this way. And what we're doing is we're going to glue these two on top. Okay. So we're just going to layer those two on top of each other. Like that. Okay. Now this is going to be the inside of your card, but we're not going to glue that down. That's actually going to be a pouch. So what you need to do here is because this is one sheet and because of the angles, one pattern will be predominant and the other one won't. So you need to decide which pattern do you want to actually be predominant. So, because what's going to happen is one will go here, and then we close this up. This one will go here. So depending on what your paper is, you need to decide, do you want this like this or this like this? So which design do you want more predominant? So I am going to go ahead and put my lines down because I don't want to see as many lines. I would rather see the polka dots. Okay. And of course, there's no right or wrong. It's just, this is how the paper gets cut. So it's just how this card is going to go together. So I think you've probably done this card with me in the past. It's one of my favorite folds. It's great for all occasions. Okay, now what we're going to do here, oops, I have glue there, is we want to run glue very, very thin along the bottom here. So as thin as we can get it down there. If you're using tape, you want to make sure it's very, very narrow. Oops, I almost did that wrong because I want my lines predominant on the bottom. I want my polka dots on the front. And then I do want to run another layer of glue along here. And that's just going to close on top there. Okay. So the problem is if you put too much adhesive, what happens is that this actually will not sit in there very nicely. It will actually stick out like this. Okay. So then it doesn't fit in your envelope. So you just really want to make sure that, it is very thin layer of glue. So now what we're going to do is we are actually going to use, oops, there's my water bottle and all my things falling every direction. Trying to find my stamp set here. Here it is. Okay, so now I'm actually going to take this crown, the small crown, and I'm going to stamp it along the top of my card just because I thought it would look kind of fun and cute to have a little crown peeking out. So you don't have to do this. You can use whatever you have. I just wanted to showcase how beautiful this crown is. Let's make sure to put my hand in the ink pad. How silly would that be? Okay, so there's my crown. So this can actually go into my pouch now. So it's peeking out. And then I am going to grab those two pieces that I thought I was using on this card before that have, right here, I say that have completely vanished on me. And on this one, I am going to put, you were born to be fabulous, not perfect. Because I love that. And somebody, again, said, what would you use this for? Well, I would use this probably just as a motivational card for a friend. You know, sometimes we do things and we go, oh, that was silly. It's kind of like, don't worry. You weren't born to be perfect. You're born to be fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that down. There we go. I'm going to close up my ink pad because we all know how I do things. And I will end up with ink in my fingers. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. Okay. And then I can go ahead and I can glue this down. Again, if you want to put dimensions on this part, you could totally do that. You're going to put that right about here. You're just going to hold it till your glue dries, and there you have it. There are your two fantastic cards for this month. So thanks for fixing my crown, and you were born to be fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed those cards. Again, we only have one more month left before we are done our In Color Club. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying these sessions, and can't wait to show you August or September. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time remembering what month we're in. Anyway, thanks everybody. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a